Yo, what's going on YouTube? Clark Richard here. Today we're talking about shooting on location and also shooting as a cinematographer, practicing your skills and how you can make money doing both. Earlier this year I touched on the video about how I take on these performance videos to kind of better my craft. They kind of are in like one location, one scene you would call it. You can like this in the best of your ability, and you can practice as a cinematographer, because sometimes you don't get the big jobs like you want to, you don't get the glorious locations, but sometimes if you got artists and you got people in your city that want music videos but they don't got the biggest budget, you could take on that job for probably half your rate or whatever, and then you can build your reel, you can build a team, you can build your knowledge of how to control lighting and settings within this performance video. So I did another one with my guy Ethan Mark. We did another one that kind of went crazy earlier in the year. It was at a white cyc wall, and this one we did it at an even bigger location at the Guardian building in downtown Detroit, which is a historic building in Detroit if you don't know. And somehow they got access to it. They got pleasant connections with their managers, and we made it happen. So let's dive into the video. And I just want to talk about just working on location and certain things you gotta think about and remember. So first things first is, like, whenever you're shooting on location, hopefully you can get a location scout. Unfortunately, I did not have a location scout, but fortunately enough, I did shoot here like years beforehand. I forgot when I shot here. When I walked into the scene, I was like, the first thing I know I gotta hide is all the ugly signage. The Guardian building is also office to Bank of America, and on the sides of the corridor, it's like different businesses. I wanted to go far back as possible where I don't see the businesses on the edges, but also not try to get into that banking space. So we had to go move all the bank signage. We had to cover up a sign. If you look behind the guitarist on the left, the inner one, it's a Bank of America sign right there. I covered that with some dudes. Luckily, I had all that stuff in my bag, and that's another thing. You always just want to pack more stuff than you think you're gonna need. Like, I knew the type of lighting setup I wanted to do. I didn't want to do too many lights. I wanted to keep it nice and simple, but I knew that I might need like little gadgets or different cloths or different tape just to cover up stuff that doesn't need to be seen. And that's the great part about like having a G&E team or different departments all around, because they have those type of things that you need just in case, just to make this project better. But if you're going there by yourself, sometimes you might not have that stuff, and it's like a little essential checklist I like to bring. So I always like to bring like at least one extra doob. I like to bring one extra bounce. If I'm going to say I'm going to use 2 lights, I bring an extra light just in case, because I know sometimes you got to light the space, you not light the face. And then another thing is just extra batteries. Just you never know like what could go where. If I was being real picky on this shoot, I would have brought some extra MCs, but I wasn't. This was kind of like I said, just the performance video. It wasn't a lot of money exchanged for this video, but I still wanted to make it look nice. I wanted to see what I could do with a couple lights. And yeah, so we can make that happen. So talking about lights, the 2 lights I did bring for this project was, I brought 3 lights. Like I said, I brought one just in case, but the 3 lights I did bring was 2 Nanlite 300s and this new Zion light Godos 300, which also amplifies it to 500, and that was the key light I used for the video. As you can see in the BTS, I had my A-Bot going, and I wanted to use an A-Bot source instead of an octagon because I wanted the largest surface area possible to cover the light. But also this floor was shiny, so I had put a neg under the light so it doesn't bounce off the floor and it's raised level. It's like you can choose how you want to do it. I could have like kept that and just had all the light blasting, but I've been more work in post because I know I don't like the ground to be like the main subject. So I just wanted the light to hit heavy on their face. They are white men, but they also got on white tops, and that kind of just accentuates that more. If I would have kept that off, the ground would have been lit and their pants would have been brighter. It kind of been like a little nasty image. So yeah, the second light I had going is a hair light. At first I was gonna put the hair light on the backdrop, or I was gonna have it like all the way in the back, but it just didn't look too natural. Luckily, the businesses on both sides, they had like these little openings where you can like reach the light over and put it over the top, so that worked out real well. And I got really lucky, because like when we got there, the security staff, they said they know how to work the lights like from the phone calls beforehand, but when we got there, nobody knew how to work the lights. And like it took an extra like 30 minutes before we can even like get like going, because like everybody was like, I don't know how to work the lights. Because my initial plan was like, I want to dim the lights, see what happened. And then they was like, bro, we don't know. I was like, just cut them off. And when they cut them all off, the back light of the Michigan flag had stayed on, which looked amazing. I'm like, that's all I need. I can like everything goes from here. And like I said, with that, I only had the 2 lights set up. I had the 1 light as the kicker and the 1 as the key coming from the right side, camera right. And it was still like a little ambient light coming in from the side of the buildings. We couldn't control that, but things were just in the right amount sweet spot for me to light it, and we made that happen. Second, gear wise, I always try to come minimum with like camera type of gear. I don't like to bring too much. If we had budget, this would have been like a techno crane, a big dolly crane, like different type of cameras, multiple cameras going all at once. It's a Rockman, so you can get all the angles. We'd have started with the wides, moved into the tights, but we had to get creative with this one. And I always kind of go into my mindset of shooting the wides first, letting the band all rock out, letting everybody get a feel, and then going in with the close-ups, and then kind of doing some specialized shots, or actually doing the specialized shots in between so the band can take a break, and then I come back for the final so everybody can get their rah-rah so we can get up out of here. In total, I think we only did like 7 shots. I had about 7 to 10 shots in my head, and I was happy to be able to execute those. And sometimes I like getting the same shots like in the same position, so just in the edit I can stagger it and make it look like a jump cut. A jump cut, but it's a different take, and it just feel real natural, and it feels fun. But essentially, like I got this wide to open. I did this I think 3 or 4 times just to get it right. I think one time I just did it like, just let me just get this as the intro so we can have it. And then after that, I kept everything on dolly. I was doing a little close up from left to right, opposite from the key side, and then I got this cool like triangular shot of all the band members together. I thought that was dope. Something like similar to what we did in the last video back earlier this year, just to get them something like a nice cutaway that's different from what we usually see, like from this performance. And then also got some solos of Ethan, like top down. I thought it was real sweet just getting like the architecture in that building, just having that in the background falling off. So those was like this little subtle stuff, but like it literally only took, I mean, I think we was there for like 3 hours. We could have been there longer, but it's a cool project, and it's something that we could both get our creative itch out of it and make something happen. I think the video came out dope. It's out right now on YouTube. It's getting lots of views, and it's just one of those things where I always say like less is more, bro. You don't need a whole lot of money and shit to make cool shit. If you even look at like the trend now, like all the music videos, everybody is going like super simplistic, one room, one box, one lighting direction, or one monochromatic type of lighting direction. It's like the style and the trend. It's kind of been trending that way for a long time. And I got like 2 reasons why I think it's trending. One is because budgets are getting real slim and you gotta make creative like out of nothing. And 2, artists are down there kind of lazy, bro. Like if you work with any other like hip hop artists or big artists, sometimes I wouldn't say lazy, not all of them. I take that back. But they got schedules, they got time, they got to do shit. A lot of artists are not committed to being there that whole time. They don't want to be on the 12-hour day. They want to come in, come out. So sometimes you got to get your takes. People be tired, and you probably got a 2 hours, 3 hours max with them, and you got to maximize out of that situation, and you got to make it happen. I didn't heard and been around sets where people said the feature artist or the main artist will only come for like 1 take, and you're like, that's it, that's all you got, that's all I got. So like, you sometimes got to beg and plead for artists just to come on and stay, and like the simpler the music video, the better. A lot of people don't care about their artistry and the talent like that because they done made it there without it. But even like on the people that on the other spectrum of the high end, like the Tyler creators and all that, they doing a one scene, 1 box music videos. And it's a simple set, and I can tell you now, it's not in the millions and millions of like the Busta Rhymes and all them people back in the day. They had the simple set box music videos, but these are just like, let's go build a stage, let's get the art department to build that out. We got G&E coming in, and everything is set. Talent be there for like a couple hours. They do their hair, makeup, boom, boom, boom. They pop out of there. So it's those 2 things I think that's kind of contributing to this type of style. But I'm here to tell you that you can kind of do the similar things if you just got a little creative aspect about yourself, and you think about it in a way like, yo, if I don't got to move the camera too much, I can make this corner, this square, this small surface area look real sweet. And yeah, and that's the video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I just wanted to come talk about the video. If you got any more questions, you got any comments or concerns or anything you want to ask me, just leave that comment below or DM me on Instagram at Clark's Visions. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and watching another video. And yeah, some more YouTube stuff to say at the end.